All right, students, how we doing? Keep practicing. Pause your video, try this one. All right, so this question is about a population. What is an example of a population? So let's go over some ecology vocabulary. All right, so earlier in Mod 1, um, we learned about organization like cells, tissues, and organs and organ systems and so on. Ecology, we're going to start with at a larger scale. We're going to start with the organism. All right, so an organism is just one living thing. All right, so there's an organism. There's another organism. Well, now you have two organisms in the same species. What that means is they can reproduce. Well, if you have multiple organisms in the same species, now you have a population, right? Now you can say you have a population of deer, okay? And you can say the same thing about the grass and the trees behind them. All right, so when you have multiple populations, in fact, you have all the living things, all right, we call that biotic, living things. Then you have what we call a community. All right, so in this image here, you have a community because you could say that you have all the frogs, you have all the fish, all the dragonflies, you have all the what is that, raccoon and hawks and plants and daisies, and that's a community. All the living things, all right, all the populations. Now, when you throw in the non-living things, okay, we call that abiotic. When you throw in the air is not alive. The water, when you add the water to the picture, all right, water is not alive. The soil, the dirt under there, the log, the temperature. Then you have what's called an ecosystem. All right, ecosystem is the biotic plus the abiotic. All right, don't forget that. All right, let's review. Good general review. All right. So the simplest thing in in ecology is the individual organism. That's one living thing. What do you get when you have two or more organisms of the same species? All right. Did you say population? Okay. It has to be from the same species. All right. What about two or more populations? What do you get? In fact, all the populations together. You get a community. All right. All the living things is called a community. All right. So this all here is called what? What kind of factor did we just describe? All right. Hope you said biotic. These are all biotic levels. All right. What if you add abiotic factors to the community? What do you get? Oops, that should be plus sign. All right. You get an ecosystem. Ecosystem. All right. That's all the living and non-living thing systems. Ecosystem. All right. So that's your biotic plus abiotic. Okay. Let's answer the question. Population. That means we have a group of living things that can reproduce. Same species. All right. I wouldn't say all the insects is a population. I would say, what do you think that would be? I'd say that's more like a community, all right? Because you have multiple populations. All right. You might have like ants, and then you might have like flies and all the insects. Okay. Like flies don't reproduce with ants. I wouldn't say this is a population. It'd be more of a community. All right. B. Well, creek, soil, these are abiotic factors. All right, so that's describing parts of an ecosystem. All right, B is not correct. All of the bluebirds. All right, well, now we're talking a species. One species of birds, the bluebirds, they reproduce with each other. That's the correct answer. All right, let me do this in green. All right, all the individuals of a species in an area. Okay, that's population. C is the answer. All right, D. Why isn't D the answer? All right, again, this prairie. You're talking about abiotic factors too, so that's more like an ecosystem. All right, so pause your video here if you want to. read through these slides again.